Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Foosball 2012. Yeah, this game's pretty old, isn't it? This did actually come out back in 2012 if I remember correctly. It came out in the first few months before I even started doing these videos. So it was, in fact, I think it was one of the reasons why I may have wanted to start doing this. I think, maybe. Anyway, this is by Grip Games, who made Atomic Ninjas, and that game was actually pretty good, so it was actually kind of neat to see this one come out too. Let's go have a look around before we do anything else. So the options menu gives you your typical options. You've got your sound, your music, your analog stick sensitivity, 3 different cameras, which is nice because all 3 cameras actually have one particular failing, which is kind of amazing when you think about it, because they all fail in one tiny ass way, and it's kind of annoying, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So you can reset your save data and see the, well, about. I don't entirely know what the point of that is, but there you go. If you go to customization, you can pick your banner, which can either be one of these flags. They've got lots of different countries in here, or you can have a bunch of other different ones here that you can see. Unfortunately, you don't unlock them until much later on. I've been using Russia as my flag because all hail Vladimir Putin, president of the world. You've got a bunch of customizable foosmen here too, so you can pick which one you want to represent your guys. And again, you unlock more through the campaign. There's tutorials for all sorts of different things, including a bunch of different, I've got something up my nose. You've got a bunch of different trick shots as well, and I'm going to show off the 3rd and the 4th shot right now because the game is kind of annoying like that. But this is how, this is how it works basically. Yeah, you've got these shots here that you can use to do specific things. So you can control the ball pass there and hit that, and I'll show the other 2 power shots in the game. That'll make more sense once we get there. You can unlock stuff. You have to actually unlock the trick shots. That's why I showed you those 2 trick shots before. Getting that amount of stars in the campaign, though, is a bit of a pain in the ass, and I'll explain why that is shortly. You can also unlock bonus cities for the World Tour, which you can unlock normally in-game by beating 15 of the 20 World Tour levels perfectly. Otherwise, you can buy it as DLC, which I don't really like, because it's actually really hard. You've got a quick match option, which I'll be coming back to very shortly, because we're not going to be playing a World Tour match. The World Tour is pretty simple. You start out with 3 locations unlocked, and when you beat them, you unlock more locations. You also unlock the things that are in those things. So, for example, you can get the Bolt Foosman, or you can get the Easy AI, or you can get an extra table, or you can get a different ball type. That's how that works. And you go all the way to the end, to number 20, and you earn your stars. If you get 3 stars in every level from 1 to 20, it lets you get all the power shots. And seriously, that's kind of annoying. We'll explain why shortly. Beat enough of them and you'll unlock the bonus locations, which are all master difficulty and all have something weird going on about them, but there you go. The thing about the World Tour is that in order to get 3 stars, which is perfect, you have to win the game perfectly without letting the opponent score once. And that is legitimately really annoying, because if they score just once, you might as well just quit and go back in and start again. Especially when the games start to get really long. Like, as you can see, every match after number, 7 is 10 goals. But then, yeah, you got 15 balls here for a couple of the last ones. But still, the matches can get really long and really annoying. So that's kind of annoying. We're going to back out. I tried playing the online multiplayer, but of course, there's nobody playing it. There was nobody playing it back when the game came out, which is unfortunate. And there's no local multiplayer either, no ad hoc, which is also a bit of a disappointment. I imagine that the PS3 version, which you get in cross-buy with this one, would let you play with just you can even play with just 1 controller, I think. No, that wouldn't be right, because you need both analog sticks. Well, you can still play it 2 players, 1 screen, which is kind of neat, but yeah, this game wouldn't work for that. So, we'll just head on into quick match. I'm going to keep the AI difficulty on medium, because that's good enough for me. You can see all the different kinds of tables that they have. They all just look different. They don't really do anything, but still, they do have some really nice looking tables here. So we'll just stick with graffiti for now. It's got 5 balls and 5 goals. 5 balls is best of 5, and 5 goals is first to 5. So that's how that works in terms of balls and goals. And you can change the type of ball that's on the field. Fireball just goes a lot faster. Trick ball makes it easier to do trick shots. Mini ball is pretty much exactly what you expected it to be. Same with no trick. And snowball just skids around a bit. So we'll stick with medium, graffiti, fireballs, and a standard ball. Because why not? So anyway, you press X and away we go. It is pretty much Foosball. Like, seriously. It's pretty arcadey version of Foosball, but it runs pretty much on the same rules. The controls are very simple. You use up and down on the left analog stick to move you guys up and down. This controls absolutely everybody at once. So both your goalies, your defenders, and your attackers in their side of the field are all controlled via the left analog stick. You perform shots via the right analog stick. The right analog stick determines both the power and the direction of the shot you're about to throw out. So the idea is you want to be trying to get as accurate a shot as you possibly can. They do try and help you out with this. They give you a sort of button on the shoulder buttons which lets you basically slow the ball down and try and get it closer to you. But the problem is, since the ball tends to move really fast past you, unless the ball's literally right on top of your guy and being sucked in by his aura, it's not really going to slow down stop anyway, which is a little annoying because it kind of makes that functionality useless. I mean, hell, you can hold the button down for ages, and the only real way, like, unless the ball's already completely stopped, it's not going to happen. And yeah, you can pass the ball, like, up to the middle and stuff like that if you've got the ball completely stopped. But other than that, it's not entirely useful, and it does slow down the game a fair bit. You do also have trick shots, like I showed off before. And the trick shots, you gain energy via playing the game, obviously. And I already showed you the other trick shots, one where it passes it back and forth, and one where it lets you control the passing of the backwards and forwards, and then it takes the shots. While the first 2 trick shots are slightly different, if you use the X button, it's a curve shot. It's a basic curve shot, and if you get it in just the right place and throw it out at just the right time, it will probably go right through the enemy's defenses, which is nice. However, the problem with all the trick shots is that unless you've got the ball in exactly the right spot, it's very hard to pull off a successful trick shot, to the point where you might even pull off a trick, you might even like have your energy for a trick shot drained without even getting to like actually use the trick shot, because your ball was too far away to actually get sucked in for the trick shot. But it'll simply just be like, nope, I'll just wander on away, but your energy will stay gone anyway. And that kind of sucks. Oh, that was a bit weird. It's a shame though, because the actual playing of the foosball, the moving the guys up and down, the trying to defend, the trying to throw your shots out, it's actually pretty good. More or less. I mean, it's enjoyable, don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit disappointing. I don't have very many tables unlocked here, so we'll do another 5-ball, and we'll have the fireball out this time just for the hell of it. And I'll go play a World Tour one, which has a different table on it after like maybe one more game. But it'll be a very long game, so I'll have to end the video off with that, but not like it really matters anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, the game with the... Did I just get 2 goals? What the hell? Okay, that was weird. I've never seen that happen before. I've actually finished this game, or at least gone to the end of the World Tour, like when this game came out, and I don't think I ever got 2 goals in one shot. Then again, I may not just be paying proper attention, because this is me we're talking about. But yeah, the actual moving up and down of the players and, you know, taking the shots and all that is actually really entertaining. Feels great. And it's also kind of annoying, because there is one major glitch with the game that's kind of annoying. So I'll go back and I'll play a longer match against a harder AI so we can demonstrate how the AI works. Also notably, if the ball slows down like that, You have to shake the Vita to get it moving again, which is kind of weird because the game can actually detect when the ball stopped moving and it prompts you to shake the controller, which is a bit strange. It's like, why can't you do it for me? The game's arcadey enough as it is. But anyway, as I was saying, the game's got this one weird glitch. Now, in the regular game of Foosball, it's entirely dictated by real-world physics. There's a hole at the end of each table, and the goal is ever so slightly slanted, so that once it gets beyond the goal line, it'll just roll in. Like, you have basically no control over it. And that's, well, it's just a fact of life, more or less. Fact of life, your balls are always going to roll into the goal. So, in this game, it works slightly differently, a bit strangely. Now, if you try and shoot it into the goal, and I haven't seen it happen in this video just yet, but it will happen eventually, trust me, it does happen. Where if you hit the ball and it just doesn't go in, it'll look like it's about to go in, but it'll get sucked out by some kind of invisible air emerging from the goalie's arse, and it'll get locked to him and he'll be able to kick it right back out on the field again. This happens way more than I would like. It's a bit of a bug of the physics, and I'm not entirely sure why they went for it, but I do have a theory. You see, the AI can actually score goals on itself in this game. It's not particularly great at keeping the ball out of its own goal while trying to make shots from defense or something like that. So, it can actually score goals on itself. And I'm thinking that the ability for the AI to suck the ball up and throw it back out without getting it into its own goal is, well, I think it's just a side effect of that, basically. Which is unfortunate because it means that shots that look like they were supposed to go in just refuse to go in. It's kind of frustrating, really frustrating. It can make it really hard to deal with some levels because it looks like you've gotten a good shot in, but you just don't, and that happens multiple times in one play session. And the thing with the game's like career being that you need to do absolutely perfect, and the more goals you can get faster, the better. It just makes it really annoying because the ball just like sails in and then just sails right back out again, and it's just so frustrating. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why I quit playing this. And the matches can go on for a fairly long time. As I said, this can take a while because I've only gotten one goal so far and it's been 3 minutes and we only went up one AI difficulty. So, imagine how long this might take. You might get lucky and get a few goals in really quick if you're good at playing on offense, but it doesn't happen very often. That combined with the fact that power shots are kind of useless, just kind of dip the game from potentially really good as like a 5-minute time waster to just slightly above average, even at best, sort of annoyance. See, I had to stop there for that trick shot to work properly, and the AI saw it coming from a mile away, so it would be nice if it like locked the ball so that it would make the power shots a lot easier to do. Just press the button and let it be carried out in front of you. That would be a hell of a lot better. Everything else about the game is, well, pretty standard, really. It runs fine. I haven't noticed any particular frame rate drops back when I was playing it or now. And the sound and music is not particularly great, but it's Foosball, so I'm not entirely sure how I could be expecting better, so I'm not offended by it. You can very easily turn it off. Not like it's the worst thing in the world. Hey, I just got a goal on itself there. The game's been really cheap. Like, it's been somewhere around like $2 in sales and stuff like that recently. And even when it came out, it was cheap. It was like $7.99 or something like that. And while I would have a hard time saying it's worth it at $7.99, if it goes on sale for like 99 cents or something, it's probably worth at least checking out for that if you're even remotely interested. I mean, you might be better at pulling off your dick. No, you might be better at pulling off your power shots, not your dick. I hope you're very not good at doing that. You might be better at pulling off your power shots and stuff than I am, and you might have a great time. And, well, imagine if you managed to convince a friend to pick it up, because I imagine this game would be a lot more fun if it was 2 people playing. But then again, it's always been one of those things that Yahtzee says. Well, that's not what he specifically said, but it's more fun when you can reach halfway across the room and smack the other guy across the side of the head being an idiot. So, if you can find a friend to play it with, that would be even better, is what I'm trying to say. It really is a shame, though. Just slight tweaking would have made this so much better. Like, imagine if they... I mean, I don't think they ever patched this, which was a bit weird, because usually you expect at least one patch, and it's like, well, why couldn't they have patched in just like a more solid power shots, maybe a little bit less of the arse suckage from the goalies on the AI team? But I don't know. It's alright as is. It's alright if you want to waste 5 minutes, and it's always nice when he gets a goal in himself on a really long game. Come here. Come on. Come on. Pull. Yes. Power shot working well for me there. Alright. This is more like it. Let's get that last goal in. Or he can do it for me. Alright. So that was a quick look at Foosball 2012. It's alright. It's got a bunch of things that are wrong with it. And, oh, I almost forgot to show off the different camera angles. So, alright, one more game on the graffiti table. So, here are the camera options. You have close-up, but the problem with close-up, which is this, is that when your table is when the ball is far enough off to the opponent's side, that means you can't see where your goalie is. And that can be kind of annoying trying to defend against incoming shots, because they can get the ball across the table in a bloody heartbeat, which is surprisingly annoying when it comes to that sort of thing. If we swap the camera to the top-down camera, it looks alright, but with the way the ball moves and everything like that, just the way the physics in general in this game work, it's a bit weird, because it just feels like, it feels like you don't have that much control over where the ball's going from this point of view. It's a little strange. It's more satisfying to play the game in the other camera, and if I swap the camera to the final, which is the distance camera, the whole thing feels really far away, and it kind of has the same problem the top-down camera does, which kind of sucks. But yeah, that's enough of that. I got 4 goals in 45 seconds. We all know how that one's going to end. So, let's try that again. That was a quick look at Foosball 2012. I like it. It's alright. It's got a bunch of tiny little niggles that really build up over time, though. Which really sucks, because if they had patched the game just a little bit, it might have made the game really good. It might have made it worth keeping around for a fair bit longer, or at least, you know, trying to get someone to play online multiplayer with. As it is now, I have trouble recommending it outside of it going on sale for under $5, just as a little thing to play around with for an hour and feel satisfied with afterwards. But, you know, then again, if you have better control over your power shots than I do, and maybe you can deal with the fact that the AI somehow manages to have a vacuum somewhere shoved up there, then you'll probably have a pretty good time either way. So, this has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.